Hey Marvel fans, I'm Paul Hills, sketch card artist for Upper Deck, and you are listening to the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast.
Hello everybody, my name is Ian Taylor and welcome to the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast, brought to you by the Marvel Cards Fan Collective, an awesome community of card collectors and creators. You can find our two groups on Facebook, details of which are at the end of this podcast, so come check us out. With me is my co-pilot in all things Marvel cards. Without him, we're on a crash course to certain oblivion, or at least several takes of this podcast. It's Norrin Rad.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hello, everybody. Again, even though they weren't here the first time. Welcome back, folks. If this is your first time, thank you for being with us. If this is a repeat visit, then we must be doing something right. So,
Yes.
Hats off to you all for making the trip back to Marvel Card Collectors Podcastville. As always, if it is your repeat visit, then you'll probably be moved to leave us a review or say something nice about us or even retweet or share our page or anything like that on any of the social channels. So I'm blatantly just going to whore us out straight away to our listeners and say, please send us internet love. We're needy.
Thank you. We need it.
We are,
need love.
yeah, and we are needy. Generally, I mean, we're
100%. Yeah. I just got blocked by two people because I was hounding them for cards on eBay. So I'm pretty needy.
Hey, listen, we're sycophantic narcissists. So, it's what we do. So, if anyone's got issues with that, they can dial 1-800-EAT-CARDS. You can. Oh, I'm punchy on this third take of the podcast today.
You are. I like it. I like your digging.
Yeah,
you are punchy. Saucy.
Yeah. Wow. And you can find us as ever at the MCC Pod on the Twitter, on the Instagram, and on the Book of Face.
The Book of Face.
The Book
I like
of
that
Face.
better. It's more epic.
Book of Face. When it first started, Facebook, I remember a lot of people used to get the name wrong, and one person that I used to work with accidentally called it My Face. Because of course MySpace was the thing.
Yeah, I feel all of us at one point were bridging over and we're like, what social media page am I on now?
Yeah.
It just got too hard to manage too.
Yeah.
Too much narcissism.
Well,
I never thought that was possible.
Before we were settled men, I'm sure we've both had the experience where you say the former lover's name during moments of intimacy. So it's kind of like that.
Former lover's name. I've just been so busy with all my lovers.
Yeah.
I'm just overlapping now.
Yeah. Well, let's move on. Let's move on.
I had my cousin, Matthew. He actually, what a messed up dude. So this girl he was with, kept being upset that he was hanging out with his best friend, Andrew, at the time.
Right.
Over and over, like him and Andrew were stuck like glue, and she kept being upset at him that he was hanging out with him or whatever. Not in a jealous way, just poking fun at him or whatever. So one time he told us that he called out Andrew's name during their time together.
Okay.
to be funny. They broke up like 2 weeks later.
I was going to say, I'm surprised they didn't break up.
It was very
I'm surprised they didn't break up 2 minutes later.
No, it was 2 weeks later. It was crazy.
Wow.
It was like, we were surprised. He told us the story. We were like, so what are you doing tonight? He's like, well, we're going out. And I was like, she's still with you.
Mate, that's...
Yeah,
wow. That's dark.
Yeah.
That's dark.
It was dark. It was very fun. It was dark, but fun.
Yeah. Relationship goals from the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast.
There you go.
Listen, we've gone up because on the first version of this podcast that we've tried to record today, we went to Japanese horror straight away.
Yes,
so
we did.
I like to think that we've kind of stayed on the extremes of acceptable conversation. We've just veered it from horror towards, well, another type of horror. Andrew.
Another real horror.
Yeah. Andrew.
Yeah. Very unsettling Andrew horror.
Andrew. Anyway. Oh my goodness me. Let's keep going. Stick with us.
Let's do it.
Stick with us.
Yes.
So, I just wanted to say, before we go into you repeating what you've already told me about your about your spot quest. Our intro artist last week, Marlo Martos, bless him. He shared our podcast post on his own social feed, and he tagged me in it, and he tagged you in it, and we ended up getting loads of his family commenting on it, and I just thought it was really sweet.
So sweet,
because you could see his mum going, "I'm so proud," and things like that. And I thought,
broke my heart.
Yeah,
that was so nice.
I thought that's really kind. So,
I saw so many people hitting him up and be like, "Congratulations!" And he deserves it. He's really great at what he does, and it's awesome. I'm happy he has so much love for him out there.
It is. It's like, thank you. My very first podcast intro for the Marvel Card Collectors podcast. Thank you so much to Ian Taylor and Norrin Rad for this opportunity. It was a fun experience for me. I hope to do this again in the future. Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely come on.
Always.
And talk
so
to
welcome.
us. And he shared it, and it's had more social engagement than any of the posts we've ever put out. So, Marlo, you can be our agent. He's had 84 reactions to it on Facebook, and the comments at the moment are, I'm having to, when you have to like scroll through comments and like tell it to show more because it can't show them all. So I think his wife has gone, "Congratulations, honey."
So nice.
Yes. So anyway, it's good.
It is good.
It's good.
Love it.
It's good. It's good. Sorry, I'm pausing because I just read some good ones. There's a lot in his native language.
That's a lot of comments.
Which is great. So thank you very much for that, Marlo. We appreciate that. And this
Seriously,
week,
thank you, Marlo.
let's. I'm just going to dive in and talk about this week's artist intro from a countryman, fellow countryman of mine, Paul Hill. So, Paul, good evening, sir. Thank you very, very much for that intro. I've been after Paul to do an intro for us for a couple of months, and he kind of.
It was awesome. So
it was
probably worth it.
Yeah, no, definitely worth it. So, so he kind of had to do his vocal warm-ups and get himself ready, and get himself psyched, get into character, and project. So, Paul, thank you for that. You can find. I'm going to tell you where you can find Paul straight away because you've kind of got to eyeball his stuff. He's on Instagram at PaulJHill_art. And the links to this will go on the tasting notes, by the way. He's on Facebook at Paul Hill Art. Now, he's also on Twitter, which I've foolishly not gotten up on my screen, because that's actually the most relevant one, because Paul on Twitter is the most incredible supporter of our posts.
What a gem.
He favorites them, he retweets them, he tags us in his posts, and he's clearly been working at Twitter for quite a while, because whenever he tags you in his post, your phone is just going absolutely bonkers for ages because people are liking it and all that. So he's on Twitter at PaulJHill81. Describes himself as a father, artist, graphic designer, Upper Deck sketch card artist, DCAU and Toons fan. Toons, I think that could be soccer related. DM for commissions. And yeah, so he's got a pretty decent Twitter following, and he does some really nice stuff. So I guess the way to describe his art would be, how do you describe it? It's probably kind of a character, not caricature. That's the wrong word. But it's kind of on that wavelength.
I think it reminds me of like 90s cartoons. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I think it has that really distinct personality.
Yes.
His eyes and shapes, his faces are always very indicative of their like personalities and characters. And I don't know, it seems like his own version of like the Bruce Timm Batman animated series.
Yes,
I can see an animated series.
It's an animated
style.
series style. Yeah, it reminds me.
Sure.
This is what it reminds me of. It reminds me of Ren and Stimpy. A little bit.
Yes, like the really cool.
Like the really early Ren and
Stimpy. What style
Stimpy.
of animation is that called? There's a specific name, and I can't remember.
But he's
I love his Ninja Turtles too. By the way, like
Yeah,
I'm
there's
looking
all
at his
sorts of stuff.
Instagram. They're
I mean,
it's so fun.
yeah, he's done a real breadth of stuff. I mean, the latest stuff he's posted has been the Breaking Bad guys and Indiana Jones, but he's got Ultraman
Yeah,
stuff on here. He's got Ninja Turtle stuff on here. He's got Grimm's Fairy
Batman,
Tales. He's got
villains, Grimm's Fairy
Batman.
Tales.
He's on
Yeah,
Spider-Man: Far From Home. He's on Marvel 10th. He's got APs available of all these, and he's put some really nice
Toons.
pictures up. Yeah.
That's really cool. I
Um,
really like his style. Oh, he did Heifer and like Yogi Bear.
yeah.
Yeah, no, he's definitely part of that school of like that animated, and he has a very distinct face. I can't remember his name now, but I like. There's some artists that when they do each of their characters, the face kind of carries over. Like you
Yes.
can tell like they all exist in the same world.
Yes.
That's always really impressive to me because that's just such a hone in of like style and like fun, creativity, and just really shows you what they can do. Really,
It's
love
really
that.
cool, and he
Yeah,
does it. His
I dig it.
social is done with such love and effort, and I really dig it.
I really dig it. Too.
He's based. I think he's based in North England.
Mm.
He's certainly got something on his Instagram feed about going to the Yorkshire Comic Art Festival back in November 2019. A little bit far for me to go. He's got all sorts of stuff on here. He's got Captain America, Marvel Studios first 10 years he was on. He was on the Deadpool series that Upper Deck put out. He's on Marvel 80th.
He's on
the new one.
Premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's some, it's just eat it up. Go and just dive into his world on Instagram, because it really does feel like you're stepping into a style and a kind of a connected world of I guess it feels to me like it's their own mirror universe kind of thing going on.
Yeah, I agree. I love that mirror universe. Yeah, I agree 100%. Like I can see all these characters existing in a whole separate kind of like world, and they have their own style. It's just really cool. Yeah,
it's really good. I love it. So
yeah,
Paul,
I really like it.
Thank you. I'd love to know more about where you learned to do your stuff, what your influences are. There's some really nice stuff on here. I love it. So Paul, thank you for doing
Paul.
that intro for us. I love it. I really dig it. Thank you.
Me too.
Thank you. Coming to a Twitter near you soon. Get yourself to Twitter, Norrin.
I'm on it.
You need to get yourself an account.
I do.
You do.
Myself an account. I
need
to step it up.
You don't need your account. What I should do is share with you a login to the podcast one, and you can just use that as your avatar to journey through the things.
That's what
I should actually do. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to talk about Spot Quest next. So tell me about Spot Quest, which you've already done once today, but for the benefit of our listeners who won't hear that, tell us about Spot Quest.
So Spot Quest was the direct result of this horrible thing I've gotten myself into, which is called Collectors Club. And it is all their fault.
Yeah.
So Character Club.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
We just call it CC. So it could be anything. It could be credit card.
We call it CC.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, Character Club. And we were talking about characters we're collecting and all this kind of stuff. And I've never gone for like an e-pack achievement yet. And let me back up and tell you basically what this is. So for Fleer Ultra Spider-Man, among other sets, there are certain things that you can do to get exclusive cards that you can only get through e-pack. One of those things you can do is collecting 100 of a base card and turning it into a rainbow foil, which you can only achieve through e-pack. And for Spot, there are two versions. There's the base foil, and then the base rainbow, which I have all three of those. Mm-hmm. And then there is the base web parallel, and then there's the web foil. Well, yeah, the web foil parallel is the actual insert with the web in the background. The second one is the web foil silver, and the third one is the web foil rainbow. Not a lot of people have web foil rainbow, and a lot of them have been claimed because because it's an insert card, it's almost impossible to get one per pack, right? Because you can get those one per pack.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So because of that, it's kind of a nightmare to get. Well, I am officially only 2 rainbow foils away from getting the rainbow foil.
Oh, that's hard graft.
It's very tough. I was blocked by 2 people because I asked one too many times. I've offered money, which I feel bad. I've chased people down through various social media and forums. And right now I am stuck at the wall. There are 13 spot cards available on ePack, and I only need 2 to get myself the rainbow web foil. Yeah, okay. So that's where I'm at right now. This has been taking up my time, and I love it so much.
That's the thing. The weird thing is you've really gone into this. And I don't know how you found the time, because I've barely had the time to do any. And I've already had a warning from Upper Deck for doing exactly what you were doing, which was posting on the ePack forum. So I thought, oh, if he's doing that, I'll do that. And I basically said, I'm also willing to trade or buy, and got a warning tell-off from Upper Deck admin on ePacks, probably because you're gonna have to bleep. You're gonna have to bleep. You're gonna have to,
let's bleep.
Yeah. Some motherfucker hit the alert button to say this, because there's a little bell on all the posts on the ePack.
Jerk off. Yeah.
So someone did that. And so I got a warning. So I had to stop doing that. But actually, when I looked at it, in terms of the Black Cat, the web foils, there's only about 36 of those showing on ePacks. Oh. Okay, so there's not even close. Now there are 3 silver web foils, which are equivalent to 10 of the web foils. So effectively, that means there's 66 web foils. Yeah, because it's 10 web foils for a silver web foil. So which is all very well and good, but what it means is I couldn't achieve it. It's not actually achievable with what is available to trade on ePacks. Now, that doesn't mean to say that people haven't got them locked, but you can't see a count of that, and you don't know that for sure. And once they're out of the ePacks platform, it's not possible to do it.
It's over.
As soon as you extract it, that's it. It's no longer valid. So the only hope on that one is if people pull more of them, because there are still a lot of cases of Fleer Ultra Spider-Man left to buy, but the web foils aren't. They're an insert. They're not base cards. So it's going to cost quite a bit to. Well, even if you bust a load of product, who's to say you're going to get the web foil of that card?
No, so, it doesn't really happen. And honestly, I wish Upper Deck would put a count. I know they can't, but I wonder how much more product is on ePack for Spider-Man, because it really is an investment, especially if there's very specific ePack achievements. And also, what happens to those ePack achievements? Do they fall off the map? Are they sold on eBay later, like Topps does with their one-of-ones? Like, do they just vanish? Are they even made? But there has to be pictures of them. So I have so many unanswered questions about how this process goes.
Well, I'm interested to see what happens. Well, I think you'll be fine with it, so I don't mean to alarm you. However,
I'm fine. I got 2 more. I can do it.
No. Hear me out. When you go to the achievements section on the ePack site, you no longer see them listed, any of them, for Fleer Ultra Spider-Man. So they don't show them there, because normally when you go to the achievements section, it shows you the ones that you're working on and how far you are through them. And then it just does that at the top as like a summary relevant to you. Like, these are the 5 most recent ones. And then you can go down through each set and look at the achievements and see what's there.
Right.
For the older sets, they've all dropped off. They don't show anymore. The only achievements you can see are avatars, which is, I don't know why people do avatar achievements. Anyway, so just why would you? But the interesting thing for me is that they are still available, because I did manage to get enough web foil and base to do some of the silvers. So I've already got 1 web foil silver. So actually, I've probably got about.
Ooh.
I'm probably about. If I had everything that was available on ePacks right now, I'd be 70% of the way there. But that's still 30 web foils short. So I'm probably still going to pursue it, but I haven't had the time. You've gone into it full on. I've just not been able to devote that. Partly because there's a guy in the group who's also on ePacks who has I've been talking to, and I need to get back to him. And he actually has the rainbow foil, not the rainbow web foil, the rainbow foil, and he's willing to sell it to me. So I've got to get back to him.
That's
and he's
nice.
also the guy who's got the free silver web foils that are on ePacks. So he's willing
You need
to
to claim all that, baby.
So I will do. Yeah, I will do. It's just been an absolutely mad week, and I stayed up to watch the Super Bowl, so I didn't get to bed till 4 in the morning.
Been sick.
Plus, I've been sick, and I've just got home from work, and I've just wanted to just like switch off. So,
got you,
and disengage. So, so there's that. So, anyway, awesome work, buddy. Hats off to you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, it's been a nightmare. So I put together a list.
You've had a wall chart. Yeah, literally. Yeah. So you've got to send me a photo of that as it is right now.
Okay.
You've got to send me a photo of that because that is going to be on our tasting notes. It's just
what have
amazing.
I done?
You are actually taking a photo right now at this moment.
I'm taking the photo right now. I'm not going to forget.
This is what grown men do.
This is what grown men do. I don't even care. Whatever.
Yeah. But anyway.
You got to own who you are, man.
You've got to own who you are. And thanks again, Paul J. Hill, for that. Thanks again, Paul J. Hill, for that awesome intro to this podcast. Anyway, what was I going to say next? We do need, and we promised last week.
Yeah.
Oh, that was me binging. Sorry. Let me stop binging. Who was binging me?
It's okay. You bing, maybe.
Oh, that was you binging me.
A bit of a binger.
You binged me.
Oh,
you
shoot.
Binged me a photo.
That was me binging.
That was you binging me.
That was me the photo. I'm so sorry.
You make that noise on dates. Anyway, so
always.
Always.
Only if it's a good date.
Wow. Okay, so we're going to go back to where we're going to go back to. We're going to go back to
collecting goals.
No, we're not. I don't think we're going to do that this week because
wow, because just shutting you down then, aren't we?
No.
I won't propose anything anymore. That's fine. That's cool. I see.
Goodness sake, are we having a domestic on air?
No, I'm sorry.
Having a domestic.
I mean, Ian.
Andrew. Oh. Oh dear. So there was a guy I used to work with in the West End box office who was a lot of the guys I used to work with were gay because it's the West End. I was the token head.
Because it's the West End.
And one of them came to work one day and he had a bit of a smirk on his face. He also looked incredibly tired. I was like, "You're all right?" And he goes, "Yeah, I picked up a French guy last night and I didn't get much sleep." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then he let on that I don't know why this makes me laugh, but he let on that the French guy in his moment of enlightenment, shall we say, shouted out, "J'arrive," which makes perfect sense because it's French, but it just makes me laugh. So I've just associated it with Andrew. That's why. That's
funny. Okay, I like that. It'd be like an inside joke. I'm in.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play this voicemail that we've had since since November last year, and this is from a guy called Tyler Kochi. I think you pronounce your surname.
Finally happening, Tyler.
So Tyler, you've probably burnt these cards by now, but he sent us this voicemail. So we're finally answering your question, Tyler. Here goes.
Hi, my name's Tyler. I have comic cards that I've been collecting for years, roughly 30 pages, all inside laminated sheets, front and back. I don't know what to do with them. Can you guys please let me know?
So that's Tyler. Tyler, thank you for that.
Thank you, man.
Now, I'm guessing he's in America, and I could hear him flicking through the pages as we were talking. as he was talking.
Yes.
So he had them there in his hand. So if he's still got them. So he's got 30 pages, front and back. So it sounds to me like they've got 2 cards in each pocket.
Yeah.
And they're binded, so that's good. So the condition, I think we can assume the condition is pretty decent. But beyond
Yeah,
that, I've
I
no
would say
idea
so.
what sets they are. So I guess what do you want to do with them? Well, I guess the question is, Tyler, what do you want to do with them? I see posts.
Is he specifically asking about selling them? Like,
No, he
what is
didn't
he?
say. He just said he wanted to know what to do with them. Now, I think I'm going to make an assumption because we don't get it so much in MCCW, but you do see it a lot on some of the other card groups where people join and they post stuff and say, I've got these, I don't know what they are. And they'll have got them from a flea market or car boot sale, or there'll be a stack of cards with elastic bands around them, varying conditions. And I guess the first thing I would say then is condition is key.
100%.
So if you do want to sell them, condition is everything. One thing I would say, though, is that in almost every case, when people post cards that they found or that they had when they were a kid, they've posted them. And in almost every case, the responses are they are pretty common and are not actually worth that much. And people are a bit like, oh, because and I don't mean to burst anyone's bubble here. Trading cards, generally speaking, the majority of them,
trading cards. Yeah. It's the big thing that happened with Marvel Masterpieces 2016 was that it introduced a whole different price point for trading cards when they broke into the hobby. Because at that point, the most expensive ones were ones that were extremely rare. Like, for instance, Marvel Onslaught Ultra has 4 cards in there that are stamped and are signed. 2 by Stan Lee, 1 by Jim Lee, and 1 by the guy who made Deadpool, Rod Liefeld.
Oh, Liefeld.
No,
yeah.
Liefeld.
Liefeld?
And
one of them.
Liefeld, I'm not sure. But those 4 artists had their signatures there. And then the product was so low because in 1996, the trading card boom was over. And they, printed in a premium product and they tried to, get people back into it or whatever, but it didn't work out. So a lot of that project went, either unproduced or locked up or lost and became very rare.
Yeah.
So Marvel Masterpieces 96 and Marvel Ultra Onslaught, those inserts in that case, probably the most expensive things from the 90s, other than maybe a couple of sketches and a few other things, but very, very small.
Yeah.
The thing that really demands the price point right now, which in my opinion is eventually going to change, is the Marvel Masterpiece 2016.
Yeah.
Those are the cards that are really demanding higher price points, as well as Marvel Masterpieces 2018.
Yeah.
Which is why you get the excitement of Marvel Masterpieces 2020.
Yeah.
Sketches, really good sketches that are very detailed, are usually always going to be a good investment, depending on the character, depending on the artist, but very good detail, very nice sketch. Yes, it's very subjective, but I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of times for these newer sketch cards, the more detail you get, the price point will be a little higher.
Yeah.
So it just depends. And I feel bad for those guys too, because, it must be really odd to go through your collection from when you were a kid, see a hologram, and say, well, this has to be expensive because it's such a unique looking card. And then to find out that, you can get them on eBay. My advice to those people, especially, trying to see what you're going to do with them or having cards from way back when or whatever, I would say the first thing to do is just go on eBay and type something in from one of those cards and just look at the fine print, look at the year, and look at the series. Like, is it Marvel Masterpieces and Marvel Universe? And just type that into eBay and let, reality, unfortunately, be what it is. And then, if you want to sell them, you can. If not, you can come one of these groups, trade or maybe fill a set or get back into the hobby.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
unfortunately that's how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, when you look on eBay, look at sold listings as well. Don't look at what people are asking for, because there's a reason why
No.
people, why cards are sat on eBay and relist time and time and time again, is because there's not that many people looking for them, and if they are, they're looking for more realistic price points. I mean, you're looking, and when I say hundreds of thousands of cards from the early mid-90s sets were made, I mean hundreds of thousands of cards. So
the numbers are huge. Yeah, we have a list of those numbers as well
for some
in
of
our
them.
group, so you can see. For some of them that were for sure on.
Yeah.
And they used to be on a sticker in the box. Remember that, where they put like out of 120,000 or 300,000 or whatever it is. Like
I'll have a look. I've got
some of them do.
Well, I've still got that Marvel Universe. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, dear. It's not me.
The 92?
The 92, I've still got that to open, which I'm saving. I'll probably have a nice glass of wine opening at the same time.
I'm trying not to buy a box and open a box.
Oh, I just want to open a 90s box.
I love 90s, but that's the thing. I'm on the verge of buying a 90s box just to open it.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
Yeah, this would be my second. I opened a box of Comic Covers Series 2 about 10 years ago, and that was pretty nice. I also opened a box of Saxon Violence, which was George Perez and Peter David. It was a Comic Images set from their series that they did for Epic, Heavy Hitters Marvel thing, which was brilliant. Anyway, I digress. Tyler, I guess the other thing is, if you don't want to sell them, or if at this point you're still open to possibilities, in answer to your question, what should you do with them? Well, maybe just spend a bit of time with them, have a look at them, take them out, see if you can figure out what sets they are. Have a look online at Jeff Allender's House of Checklists. That's Allender, Allender. You will see sections for DC Marvel, you'll see sections for TV, you'll see sections for all sorts of trading cards. Have a look through there and see if you can pinpoint and identify which sets they are. If you can't, join one of the Facebook groups, maybe MCCW, or there's lots of other Facebook groups out there where people will certainly be able to offer you advice. And just post them up with clear pictures. Try and have sorted them so if you've got a complete run, or if you just have maybe 10 cards from one set, 15 cards from another, that kind of thing. Try and identify if you think there may be chase cards. So by that I mean they'll often have slightly different numbering on the back. They might say 1 of 9, or they might say, I'm just pulling this off the top of my head, if it's a chase card set that's milestones, for example, it might be M1, M2, M3, etc. The base cards usually follow numbering 1 through to, it could be 50, it could be 90, it could be 100, it could be 150, depending on which set it is. And again, condition is everything. But if it's a base cards from the 90s, at best, even if you had the complete set, you're maybe talking $10, $15, depending on the set. Some of them are worth a bit more, some are worth a bit less. Some of them have parallels and chase cards that may be worth a couple of bucks each. Maybe some of them are worth $5 each. But again, condition is everything. So, I guess, you might look at them and you might be like, actually, these are kind of cool. I fancy finishing the set. In which case, just dive in.
Why not?
It's a fun hobby. Hobby, get yourself some new sleeves, get them in nice new sleeves so that they look a bit fresher. Get them ordered.
I would suggest doing that.
Yeah.
If you're going to sell something, and not to be dishonest or anything, but if you're going to sell something, especially cards, photograph them well, new sleeve it up. These plastics get cloudy over time. Try to have the nice presentation. Make sure you show people the condition straight out. Don't try to hide out corners and all that stuff, because honestly, it's not worth it. At the end of the day, you don't want to ruin your reputation. You don't want to do all that kind of weird stuff, because people find out, claims are open. You don't really want to go down that road.
Yeah, and also never, ever, 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 Norrin, ever, ever put elastic bands elastic bands or rubber
Don't
bands
do that. That's
around
ridiculous
cards.
stuff. Someone just showed
Never
a
do it.
picture, right? We looked at something.
It was
just
in a group. It wasn't in our group, but it was in a group. And this guy posted up a picture
That's
and
crazy.
said, "Oh, I've got these, yada yada yada. What might they be worth?" And no one commented helping him. Everyone commented saying, "Stop with the rubber bands."
Everyone freaked out. Everyone was
it was
like,
kind of
"No!"
like it's one of the big. I mean, short of lying on the floor and getting Andrew to shout "J'arrive" on top of them, it's possibly one of the worst things you can do with cards.
That's a good connection. I really like that.
Yeah.
That was good.
So-
That was awesome.
so, yeah.
There was- no rubber bands on cards. That's crazy because what ends up happening is that the elastic and the rubber band end up pulling on the edges of the card.
It,
They
it
not
makes
only
an
make an
indent.
indentation on the first card, but it also makes it on the rest of the cards below it because now the side of the card has that indent as well.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. It's what we used to do as kids, and now we have to understand that if you are looking at cards as an investment, that's really not the wisest thing to do. You invest a little bit of money on a nice little, pages, just 2 pages, and keep them in a nice
Yeah.
binder, put them on a shelf, and
Yeah.
that's it. And make sure put something on top of the binders as well, because you don't want dust to settle in at the top of the binder and get into where the cards are, because that's where you create yellowing. And if light is sitting on the top of the binder in a bookcase, you can also do that. Casual collectors wouldn't worry about that, but crazy people like Ian and I will worry about that because that's
Yeah.
crazy.
I have mine on a bookcase. They're not open topped, so in theory,
No,
dust
they
won't
look
get in.
great.
I don't stress
They're
about
solid.
dust as much. Thank you. It's the excitement of doing this podcast. So I was going to show you some mail call activity.
Mail call.
Mail call.
Mail call.
So first of all, yesterday I went over to, and I'm going to give him a shout out. He doesn't listen, so I'm still going to give him a shout out. I don't know. Maybe he's not into podcasts. I don't know. To Oliver Harvey of Canary Comics in Norwich Market, Norwich in the UK, who
cool.
has. When I went there yesterday, I got a nice little load of Avengers comics. In
Oh,
the
wow.
240s range, some nice ones. And they're all kind of Milgram and Sinnott.
So cool.
Yeah, it's Al Milgram pencils and Joe Sinnott inks, a lot of these. Especially
wow.
this issue 243, which is when they just come back from Secret Wars.
Whoa, look
Isn't
at
that
that
bonkers?
cover.
Yeah, it's a wonderful colour.
That's really pretty.
So that's Al Milgram and
Al
Joe
Milgram.
Sinnott doing the inking.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
think the colourist is listed inside. And they also did the following issue cover. I think they might do some of the insides as well. That's the next issue. Isn't that wonderful?
I love the pop of color.
It's just nice.
love the colors.
And
That's nice.
this is
Nice
Avengers
piece.
from 1984. So I'm going back a few years. Anyway, they're not immaculate condition, but they're nice enough for me, and I'm getting a nice run together. So happy with that. But that wasn't what I want to show you, because he also then found. I've been going after the Avengers Spotlight, which started off as solo Avengers featuring Hawkeye, and then changed to Avengers Spotlight. So it did 20 issues under one title and 20 issues under another. The numbering carried on, and it's a really crappy condition of issue 25 of Avengers Spotlight from 1989. It says here, it's a Jusko cover. It's a Joe Jusko cover. Look at that.
Wow, that's a amazing cover.
I will put this on the tasting notes. Good evening, Joe.
Hey, man.
You're going to
that's
go and meet
crazy.
Joe. I think we should
Yes,
warn him.
I think I
'cause
am.
He might have his protection detail. He doesn't need a protection detail. He's a former New York cop.
No.
He can handle himself. So
No, he'll be
Joe is going
Bless
to a con in Raleigh, North Carolina, I believe.
Yes, he is,
Your
in
neck
Oak
of the
City.
woods.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Joe's going to be fine. I've been hiding in his closet for years now and nothing, so I think he'll be fine.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So Raleigh, Oak City. So I think I'm going to do it. I've already had people hit me up to get things signed for them.
Oh, really?
So I have to see, which I don't mind. I understand. It's hard to make these cons and stuff, and it's in my backyard.
Yeah.
But I have to see actually how much it is.
Yeah,
and
have a
when
look.
He's going to be there, and I got to do all
Find
that kind
out.
of good stuff. But I'm definitely interested in going. Actually,
Yeah.
you know what? This brings up a funny thing that I wanted to ask you about.
Go on.
One of our friends in the group, he was like, So you're going to be so busy taking all your cards to go get signed by him. Like you're going to take your orange parallel from MM16, your purple parallel from MM16, and I think I'm going to come out and say something. And people might disagree with me, and they should. They should. I do not like getting those cards signed by Joe when the cards that are in the series actually have signatures from Joe.
Yeah, doesn't float my boat at all.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was about to, okay, that makes me feel better because I was like, oh, maybe I'm not understanding something. Maybe I'm a little confused here. But
I could go on
not into
eBay
it.
because Joe signs a lot of cards and has done a lot over the years at cons. And some artists do that and charge for it. Some do a couple free and then charge for extras.
Ron Lynn did a couple few free and charged extra, I think.
And so, and if I was going, I probably would do it. But
for like a sentimental one.
I would do it if I took it along, but I wouldn't buy one off eBay that was signed by an artist.
No, see, I would never. I don't even look at those. Like, I don't even trust them, and they might all be signed, which is possible. But I don't even trust those. I don't look at them. I don't buy them. I don't even think about it. I don't touch that stuff. Yeah. For me, like,
yeah. If I got it from a pack, I'd know it was legit. Chances are it'd come from with a COA because a lot of them do. Which is
the thing they all do.
And especially, some of the artists that have signed for card sets over the years are no longer with us, or no longer active or able to sign because they're getting on in years. So I get it. Yeah. But some artists, if they sign at cons, some people do try to then sell those cards on eBay, and
I hate that.
Fine. If you want to do it, that's fine. Not.
Go and do it. That's whatever.
But I wouldn't buy it because for me, if I was to get an artist like Joe to sign something for me at a convention, well, get. I didn't mean to say get someone to. If I was to ask someone or pay someone to sign,
right.
I would be doing it for value to me, to mark having met them.
That's my thing. Yeah. Because you're meeting the artist. It's a nice value. Memento.
Yeah.
Yes. See, that's what I do with Ron Lim. Like, I pulled the card that I really liked with me to the con.
And he was kind enough to do a pick with you.
Yeah, and then we did a pick. It was so nice, and he was such a sweet guy. And it was so cool to meet someone who, like, I mean, my first introduction to the Surfer was through him. It was a comic book, and it was a pin that I got out of a piñata at a birthday party. I had the Silver Surfer on it, and it was Ron Lim's art, and that's my Surfer. Like, my Surfer is Ron Lim's Surfer. So, like, getting to meet him and him signing a card and all that cool stuff, that was awesome. That was, like, something special to me. Yeah. But I wouldn't want to, like, get my whole collection signed by Joe. Like, I'm just interested in saying hi. And, because we've spoken and, like, he's done such amazing art. And, I grew up on his pieces, too.
Yeah.
So it'd just be cool. I'm thinking about taking one of my prints and getting it signed by him, like the ones I made, and have them signed by, like, I don't know.
There's also, we'll talk off air. We might gift him something as well. But
that'd be nice.
But my friend Oliver also had this that he'd taken out of one of his books.
Oh.
So what I'm holding up here is in certain Marvel issues around the mid-90s, you would get trading card uncut panels that were stapled into the books. The guy who knows most about these in the hobby is undoubtedly a gentleman by the name of Stephen Vargas. Good evening, Stephen. Who we will line up to come on the show at some point, and we'll talk about these in more detail. But this particular one is from the Spider-Man 94 set, premiere edition of Amazing Spider-Man Marvel cards, and it was introducing Marvel Master Prints. And this is a free panel of Spider-Man enemies. Kraven and Camellia on there. And it's just really cool. And you just unhinge the staples and lift the card out, which is what he did. He just said,
I think it looks great.
Yeah. I said, I'll buy the book. And he goes, no, it's fine. He just gave me this.
What a gem.
Cool. So I've actually got a few of those now, and I think I've got a few doubles. I'm pretty sure I've already got this one, but he was determined to give it to me. But they're wonderful.
Those will look nice framed.
Yeah, they will look nice framed. I mean, look at it.
Right? I think they're really cool.
It's good quality as well, and this one's pristine. I mean, absolutely pristine.
I
Look
mean,
at the
I'm
shine.
I'm looking at it now, and it looks absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
No
It's been in a
pieces,
book.
marks, dents.
It's been in a book. It's absolutely
Corners are
pristine. The
clean.
corners are sharp
I
as
love it.
anything. You know what? Were I to be into card grading, this is the kind of thing I'd want to grade. I wonder if they grade
I
these.
like that. I think they do. They grade things in different sizes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Dunno.
don't know.
It's nice. You know, that's a
I
nice
like it.
size piece to have to be sat in a grading thing. You know.
I think
Makes
so. I
sense.
think that's like a little. Yeah. I'm into it.
Anyway,
I'm
I
definitely
like it. I like it. So that's good. But what I also got, I went a bit ham on eBay. There was a UK seller who was selling a collection. Someone had obviously sold this seller a collection, and so I got.
Yeah.
Right, you ready for this? From
Ready.
Spider-Man 30th Anniversary and Spider-Man the McFarlane years, both sets that Comic Images, I think, put out in the early 90s. The McFarlane era had Prism cards 1 to 6.
Whoa.
And these
Oh
are
yeah,
kind
I've
of
seen
shiny.
these.
Yeah. And then the 30th Anniversary set had Prisms 7 to 12.
Wow.
And they are kind of like shiny foil. They're just really nice.
Well, the Silver Surfer had a whole set that came out.
Yeah, it had a whole set in that from the same publisher.
That's all
So
Prism.
it's
That's
exactly
all
the same
Prism.
kind of thing.
Exactly the same
McFarlane one
card stock.
is astonishing. Now you're having the trouble here of the
really-
shine of the pockets as well. So let me just show you McFarlane Spider-Man 1. So that's the cover. That's the artwork from Spider-Man issue 1.
Wow.
The millions were printed, but done as a shiny Prism refractor trading card. Look at that. It's just wonderful. They're really
God,
nice.
I'm such a sucker for those like effects.
Yeah, and I bought it, and I was like, "Oh, I'm pretty sure I don't have those." I went a bit mad. Anyway, turns out I have all but 2 of them.
Of course.
Yeah, I was just checking
course.
my binder up here, so it does actually
Double
complete
dip.
the set for me. And these are in very slightly nicer condition, and I've already sleeved them. So what I'll do is I'll hook the other ones out, and I'll
Yeah.
offer them up. So,
That's so funny.
but yeah,
I've
so I
done
do
that too.
now have the set of 12 from across the 2 sets. I think I
Wow.
had 9 of them previously. So I've got those. But that's not all. There's more. Come here. There's more.
There's more.
There, I have a set of, and this has got a spot card in, Spider-Man 97.
Yes, I was gonna ask you because he's in there.
Yeah, so that's Spider-Man
I like
97.
those cards.
And these are in old sleeves, so I'll be re-sleeving these this evening, and they've done them front and back, which is they've got 2
Are the
cards to a
front
pocket.
and back?
No, they've got 2 cards to a pocket.
Oh,
is what
okay.
I'm
Oh,
saying, yeah.
okay.
So let me just look at the back of them. The
Oh, I
back
see.
of them is it's pretty plain. It's just kind of
Is
got
there a power meter?
power ratings.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
kind of done
power-
like a
power
spider.
ratings. Oh, that's cute.
It's quite cool. That's Iron Man, that one.
I'm into it.
But anyway,
Who
where's
did the
this?
original art on those?
I don't know. I've literally
Does it say
they
the art
arrived.
by?
No, it
I mean, you don't
doesn't.
have to look at it.
No, let me just find the spot for you.
Yeah,
Out.
I appreciate it.
Out, damn spot, out.
Sport.
Quoting my Shakespeare here. That's from the Scottish play. That is.
The Scottish play.
There he is. There's your spot.
My boy.
You've probably got
that's
that card.
Cool. No, I don't. I have to actually.
don't?
I have to buy
Oh,
a bunch
pick
of
it up.
stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
you
going
should pick
to.
that up.
I like it.
That's nice. He's not in a lot of sets. The writing is actually like the really small writing that says the year. and
Yeah.
everything like that. It's too small
Yeah.
for me to read because I'm getting old.
Yeah,
Glasses.
I'm having that
So
problem too.
yeah,
Actually.
I'm really having that issue with that.
I think I'm gonna buy one of those magnifying glasses like jewelers have when they look at
Seriously,
diamonds.
seriously.
I think I'm
yeah.
going to actually.
I think you
I
have
think
to.
I might.
I think you
Bit
have
much.
to. Yeah.
Why not? Can you
So
expect
that's that.
corners?
Well, I know that people who do grading use that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ring lights.
You know what? We should
magnifying.
make a utility belt for card collectors.
Oh.
Have like the necessary things.
You're right. You still sat down because I've got more.
I'm sitting. I'm ready. I'm
I have the full Marvel Silver Age set from
What?
1998. Marvel Silver Age.
Really? You bought a lot.
Yeah.
You know what?
So
Those
that one?
cards are underrated. I like them.
Yeah, they're nice. And it came with a lot of the chase cards. I've got most of the Alex Ross chase set.
That's an awesome set.
Just missing one card for that.
That is an awesome set. I love that. I remember when that first came out. So much drooling over that.
Yeah, so I'm just missing AR7 from that one. And I've got a couple of the shinies as well. I've also got the full Jack Kirby 1-6 insert set.
Yeah, I got my Surfer one.
Yeah, Galactus and Silver Surfer. So there's that one.
Yes.
So
and then there's another one too.
And then I've also got that one, which is in the superheroes. There's a superhero subset, and they're all shiny ones. I only have 3 of those. I think there's about 20 of them. And this is Heroes of the Silver Age, and that's just
yeah. I actually have an error card of one of those.
Oh, really?
And the error, yeah, it's really cool. And the error is the image is pulled over to the set a little more, so there's this huge big strip of silver.
Oh,
that's
wow!
Like exposed.
That's nice. That's Joe Sinnott artwork.
Yeah, that's Joe Sinnott. That's
Joe Sinnott. That's the.
I love Joe Sinnott's work, man. So cool.
He speaks highly of yours. So that's that set, and also, come here. There's more. So we got that one. So we got 2 sets that have been on my radar. I'm going to give all the sleeves to my boy Oliver in the market because he uses them for his Pokemon. Stuff that he sells, because he sells a lot of Pokemon cards on his stall. I've also got the rest of the box that it all came in because I bought some extra stuff. So in here also, and this is not Marvel related, so tune out now, folks, if you don't want to hear this. As well as lots of as well as loads of those polystyrene beans that you get to package stuff, I got the full, and I'm talking 300 cards here, Star Trek 25th Anniversary trading card set.
Whoa!
From Impel. And it's the full thing.
Holy crap.
So it crosses over Next Generation, which was still going at the time, all the original stuff. It's just huge. It's got comic covers as part of it from the DC series.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is, and I've got some of these issues.
Fun.
Yeah, I remember having some of these. The artwork, the cover art on the DC Star Trek series, Next Generation and the main one, is just exquisite. If you ever go and look at it, it's just phenomenal.
I want to.
So you've got various different checklists. It's such a big set. It's like 300 cards. The pages just go on and on. I'm still rifling through it. It goes up to card 250. And it goes up to 300. So it's got checklists in the run of the cards. So as you're going through the set, every 50th card is a checklist. So it's that big a set.
Whoa,
they don't save more for the end.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely bonkers. So I got that. And then I got, this is still sealed with its gold seal on, Star Trek Next Generation Behind the Scenes, 39 cards from Skybox. Look at that.
Oh, cool.
It's still in its little box.
I love that. I love when the gold sticker is still in the box.
I'll be busting it open and binding it, but it's
unbelievable
because I want to see them. But it's behind the scenes.
Yeah, of course.
Star Trek Next Generation. And then to go in my Battlestar Galactica, the most recent series. I mentioned to you that I was big into that.
Yes.
And I kept one of the binders, and I sold all the base and chase, but I kept all the autographed and prop cards. So that is the focus of my collection.
Wow.
Rittenhouse, that's an incentive card from a case.
Yeah, the Rittenhouse Archives.
And that's Ronald D. Moore autograph card, executive producer. So that was that's a sealed Rittenhouse incentive.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So that'll go nicely in my Battlestar Galactica auto and memorabilia card collection, which is bizarre because I don't go for this type of card in the Marvel spectrum for the movies.
No.
But for shows like Lost, for Star Trek, and for Battlestar Galactica, and also the Star Trek movies, I go for these types of things as well. And Rittenhouse have done thousands of these over the years. I mean, everyone who's ever been in Star Trek has signed, and a lot of them have passed away.
Yeah.
So And
I want to get
yeah.
one by from Deep Space Nine. I want to get one from Dax, from Jadzia Dax.
Yes.
I have to get one from her.
Which character? Terry Farrell or Nicole DeBoer, who played her?
I'm
in
pretty
season
sure it's Nicole.
7. Yeah, because
No.
Terry Farrell is the original actress who played her.
That's what I want, Terry.
Yeah, in most of the series. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's done cards, and you can also there are auto cards from all the episodes where you see other hosts, like there's
Yeah, I
flashback
saw
ones
that.
and things.
Yeah,
So
I
you
was
can actually
researching it. I
get.
saw it.
Well, why don't you get yourself a little Dax Auto Rainbow?
I might get my Dax and Alto Rainbow. Oh my God!
I've just given you an idea. Finish your spot one first, though. Finish your spot one first. So yeah, so I've been a little bit bonkers on the eBay front, and someone bid me up on these hollows that it turns out I already owned, which is quite ironic, really. I already owned most of, so I guess that's karma having a little pop at me. So yeah, eBay's been good. We did want to talk about Collector Club, but we'll park that for Collector Goals, rather. Sorry, not Character Club. Collector Goals. But we've kind of touched on it in that you've got your new kind of thing going on with Spot, which is you're almost at the end of that particular journey.
I can't wait until that's done.
Oh, mate, no, you're doing really well on it. Well done.
I know. Only 2, so I hope it happens soon.
You'll do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'm starting it.
The product's not sold out. The product isn't sold out.
I don't.
So
No, I don't know when it's going to sell out. I'm hoping them to put on a sale. Like, damn.
They haven't yet.
No,
Upper Deck don't tend to. They never put. I never saw them put Fuxum up on sale, and I've never seen them put Fussum up on sale, and it's quite expensive. It's $14 for 5 cards.
Yeah, man.
I mean, they're all physical.
Last night.
They're all physical.
And busted.
Yeah,
but still.
I don't have Bag Luck. So named after Stephen Bagley, who, whenever he buys a single pack, always seems to end up with a red flasher.
Love that guy to death, but God,
yeah, and I'm
so
not
mad at him.
And as before with red flashes, I'm not talking about communist pervs. If a joke landed the first time, it's always worth repeating. He gets a hit basically in most of the time. He buys a single pack. Buy me a lottery ticket, please, Stephen Bagley.
Seriously, no, he's just consistent luck on that.
Yeah, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. I did just want to quickly touch on this week in Upper Deck's latest kind of sort of their modus operandi seems to be to announce a product and then literally drop it the day after. Well, this was a product that had come out on retail only about 6 weeks ago. It was Spider-Man Far From Home. And they announced it on Tuesday and it went on sale on Wednesday on ePack. Now, the rub with this was it was a pretty low price point, but you only got 5 cards per pack, and I think 4 of them are digital. So the idea is it's one of these combo things where you combine the digital to get the base card and yada yada yada, and it's quite a large set. I think it's over 100, maybe even 200 cards.
You're talking about Far From Home, right?
I'm talking about Spider-Man Far From Home. Now, here's the rub. When you did all that comboing and paralleling up, you would build towards something. I think it was a gold set, but it required you to also have done the same from the Spider-Man Homecoming set, which is still available on ePacks. And if you did the parallels on both sets, so both of them saw a bit of a sales spike. If you did the parallels on both, you would get 1 of 10 Tom Holland autograph cards. And people went nuts for it. Honestly, it was.
I was wondering what was going on.
Yeah, that was what the guys in Character Club was talking about. So
yeah, I did. See, I missed half of that conversation, so I didn't understand.
Yeah, so basically the product dropped, and they've gone already. So people went in deep, as in people bought like 10 cases worth.
Oh my God!
Well, like straight away. Just to combo up, and there was always that mad scurry that you seem to now get on ePacks, and the people who can afford to do so, where people just go in big in the first 24, 48, 72 hours and spend literally thousands of dollars to work towards an achievement that if you bought it in and of itself off eBay, it would probably be a $500 card.
They
Maybe
should just wait for eBay,
Yeah.
because that's what people are going to sell them.
Well, that's the thing. No, these achievements, I think they would actually hold their value. I know some of the MCU autos do go for like most of 4 figures now,
I wonder if that's what
you see that on the
choices
non-sport
are.
update sale of the day thing. So you do see that. But it's like with Marvel 80th, those achievements they had, which were original comic art pages.
comic book art.
And there
Yeah.
were 10 of them, and they were all gone by the weekend. Set came out midweek, and they were gone by the time we recorded.
So it looks like the thing to do now, if you want to have any chance at any of these like crazy high-end achievements,
is drop
is to go
is to drop a couple
massive
of grand
amount of money.
straight away on ePack. Just burn through it, and then just either trade or sell all the physical inserts and sketches that you will pull. Because within an hour there were over 200. No, there wasn't actually. It was about 130 something sketches from Spider-Man: Far From Home showing on ComC. On ePack's trading marketplace. Now, given that the sketches fall approximately, there's 4 hits that are 1 per box. So if you assume a sketch is 1 in every 4 boxes, there were 130 plus sketches showing in the trading marketplace. And that was just what was showing. And this was 2 hours after release. So if you assume that maybe another third again, maybe same again, would have been locked, and some have already been moved onto ComC to sell, then so you can do the math. It's crazy.
So how do you feel about that?
Oh, I just went on to when you go onto the trading marketplace, it will show you how many cards are available for a product.
No. How do you feel about all this craziness? Because
people
where
burn
are you
through
at
it.
with this?
People burn through it. Well, I guess the thing is the sketches still hold value. So a lot of those big people will then hold those sketches and want to either keep hold of them to trade towards stuff or to trade up within sketches. So the way sketches seem to work on ePacks is that they're the most valuable thing. They're the thing that hold their value, and they're the thing that people will trade the most for. I've got the craziest offers for sketches that you would generously describe as middle of the road, and yet I've had multiple cards that are not sketches offered for them because they're the currency. So, but people rather like when you're buying property, you buy property, it will go up in value, you sell it to buy better property, and yada, yada, yada. Certainly in the UK, I don't know what it's like elsewhere.
Same here.
You will people do that with sketches. So they get sketches, and then they might then trade combinations of those sketches up to get a better sketch from a different art, from a high quality, more detailed sketch, or one that's more difficult to get, or one that's rarer. And people tend to build up like that. And obviously sketches drop off as people get characters they want. So there might be people that only trade for certain characters like me, who will keep hold of sketches to trade for sketches of that character.
Wow.
Doesn't mean to say I go for any sketch that's thrown at me by that character. Someone hit me up on ePacks last night and said, "Oh, you collect Black Cat sketches?" And I was like, I looked at it, I was like, "Yeah, it's cool, but it's not for me."
Right.
So,
it's not your thing.
But that's starting to be known. So someone did actually offer me a Black Cat from Marvel Masterpieces 2018 the other day for a sketch that I had, and I was like, "Yeah, cool." Just came out of nowhere. I remembered seeing it was there, and I was like, "You know what? It's if I'd seen it on eBay, would I have gone for it? Probably not, but I'm happy to own it, and I've got it on ePack, so I can always open it up for trade."
And I think that's what I've really started appreciating about ePack is how much currency you get from trading.
Yes.
And keeping things in your it's very strategic and it's very addicting, and it's very much keeps you busy.
Yeah.
I agree. The spot hunting's really taught me that. Like I went for like a little 80th set and a little flare set. So like I've done like a 9-pager of all the 9 cards I really liked from the Flare series.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did the same thing for 80th as well. And then I kept them on there. I didn't ship them to myself right away. And all of a sudden now I'm like, you know what? I made all those cards. I have those retros. I'm kind of thinking maybe, I'm just going to keep those up for trade now and just keep a few of them that I like instead of doing a full 9er. And that's it. So it is. There's definitely a benefit to collecting cards on ePack, keeping them there until you really have the ones you like, and then eventually getting over the hype, and then trading the ones you were gonna keep but you kind of changed your mind on, and keep the rare inserts. Like I got a great Jubilee and Magic comic clipping that
Oh
I'm
wow!
absolutely in love with, that I traded crazy for. I'm happy to keep those, so I'll ship those to me. But everything else, I'll
Nice,
probably be up for
nice.
trade. Yeah, I
Okay,
like that. I like that. That's a real good benefit to the back.
there
I
is,
think.
there is. So anyway, Spider-Man: Far From Home is out now on e-packs.
Yes.
Go into it if you want to. I bought 2 packs just to see. So I got 10 cards, 2 of which were physical. There was nothing in there of any interest whatsoever because I'm not. The set itself doesn't stoke my fires at all, and even the people who go in for the MCU sets, a few of them have busted them on physical release literally only a month ago and weren't massively impressed by the chase sets and the inserts. So it really is a set that where the if you're into it and you want to buy it for that, then it's the sketches and the autos like Jake Gyllenhaal. Obviously, everyone's chasing his sketch autograph as well. He's about to perform in London in the West End.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's it's a Sondheim musical called Sunday in the Park with George, which is about the painting by Seurat. It is one of my favourite paintings, and if for those who may not know it, if you've ever watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the original painting, Sunday afternoon, I think it's Sunday afternoon on the island of the Grand Jatte. So it's basically a scene in late 19th century Paris, of Parisians enjoying an afternoon in the sunshine by a lake.
Yes.
And it is the original is in the Chicago. I can't remember what the museum's called. It's in a Chicago art gallery, basically. And so in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, they go and look at it. So it's that painting that they're all standing looking.
Actually, montage the film does. Views for
and it's
that
brilliant.
piece,
Anyway, massive segue, but Jake Gyllenhaal is going to be reprising his singing part. I think he plays the central character, the painter, Seurat.
Cool.
In London, and I'm absolutely dying to see it because apparently it was a fantastic production, and I did see a production of it in the West End about 15 years ago, and it's Sondheim, so it's astonishing. It's just a beautiful experience. So
you gotta tell me when you see it. That's going to be so cool.
Well, I don't know if I will. I don't. I got a 4-year-old. I don't get to go out much anymore, and I don't live in London. I don't work in West End theatre anymore. So I used to be able to go and see 2 or 3 shows a week. Without paying because I was working on them, but now unfortunately that's no longer my reality. Now I get to sit in my loft and talk to you over Skype and record it so that people can hear.
Hello. There it
is. Postscript to this episode. So Annabelle Kirby of Kirby's Comic Art. Good evening, Annabelle. Or should I say buongiorno, Annabelle, because you are in Italy at the moment at, I can't remember the name of the convention, but when our episode dropped, and obviously we were revealing the Kirby's Comic Arts community are doing their own sketch card stock for some of those artists to do sketch cards on. She posted it on her page as well that they were coming out, and someone has posted to Kirby's Comic Art community on Facebook. I bought Zoo Orzo's first sketch card, and they've got themselves with the artist with a photo of the sketch card that they've obviously just done at the con that they're at in Italy. So I think that's really cool. You've loved it as well. You've seen that, so that's good.
Yeah,
and
I thought it was awesome.
The artist has posted pictures. Oh, she's got it in a one touch straight away. The artist has posted pictures of it.
I haven't seen that.
The collector has posted pictures of it, and it's just beautiful. So,
lucky.
Yeah. So I honestly don't know the details of how to get those outside of cons. So hit Annabelle up on Kirby's Comic Art community, and she'll tell you. I personally am interested to find out how one would do it if you weren't able to go and see them at cons, because there's an awful lot of audience like me who can't make the trip to Italy and can't go to America unless they do something in the UK. I'm kind of stuck. So hopefully that'll be accessible to people. Kind of on a more mail order basis, but
she got Death from Sandman. I was wondering.
Yes, I was
who the
wondering
character
who it was. Yes,
That's who
yes,
it is. It's Death from Sandman.
Yes.
Wow.
Beautiful. I love that series so much.
It's so good.
Oh, I need to reread it. I've got.
Oh, wow, since I've read it.
I've not actually read. I think I've only read the first issue. You know, Gaiman went back and did another Sandman series a couple of years back. I've read issue 1, but I've got them. But I've just not read the rest of it. So I might have a little read tonight. I might get myself back into some Sandman.
That's nice.
Yeah, just to do it. So that's it for this week. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make this promise to you now live on air. I keep talking about it. This evening, when I'm sat down, chilling with a glass of wine, I'm going to make a shared Google Calendar and invite your Gmail account, your Sketchcard Hive one.
Beautiful.
And we're going to put in when we're recording over the next few weeks so that you can line up a couple of the guests that you've been talking to, because we'll know when we're actually recording.
Yeah,
so that we can sort a few things out. And we'll get that done, and we can get some more voices up in here for you. Fine people.
Fine people.
Andrew. Sharif.
Would you like me to say enjoy collecting, my friends?
Enjoy collecting, everybody. Thanks for listening to the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast. You can subscribe via our home on anchor.fm/MCCP. Leave us a message via that link with questions, comments, or just to say hi, and we may even play on the show. We're also on iTunes, Spotify, and all major podcast platforms. Our podcast is at the MCC Pod on Facebook and Twitter. And you can find links on our Facebook page to the two groups MCCW, Marvel Card Collectors Worldwide, and MMC, Marvel Masterpieces Collectors. On Instagram, find us at MMCollectors and at Sketchcard Hive. The great music we use is called Rocket Power by Kevin MacLeod. Thanks to the collectors, artists, and creators who support the Marvel Cards Fan Collective. We'll see you next time, and remember, it's a small hobby but a fun one. Make mine Marvel and enjoy collecting.